Shalom, Perek Yudalid. As we approach chapter 14 of Sefer Yeshayahu, we recognize that beginning actually in chapter 13, we're all of a sudden in a different sphere of Nevuah. And by that I mean, we're going to see from chapter 13 through chapter 24, a list of Nevuot that are directed towards different nations. And I've learned from one of my foremost teachers of Tanakh, Rav Yoel Ben-Nun, that anytime you see a collection of Nevuot that are delivered to other nations, what are generally known as Masa Ha'amim, literally, and a burden that the Navi unloads towards the other nations with regard to the ultimate downfall of those nations, the reason they're put together is to serve as some type of intermission, some type of break within the broader context of the prophecies of that particular prophet. So, for example, by Yirmiyahu, we find that in all his nevuot leading to the Chorban, he'll address the different nations, especially Bavel on a peripheral level, but then he'll collect all those nevuot and immediately prior to the Chorban. And this is what separates Yirmiyahu pre-destruction versus post-destruction. Yechezkel, similarly, we find the division of Yechezkel, who firstly is somewhat of a mute prophet until the time of destruction, and then the intermission, a break of all the different chapters of the other nations, followed by Yechezkel continuing post the destruction. Well, interestingly, in Sefer Yeshayahu, the Masa of the Amim appears between the Nevuot of Yeshayahu that he delivers under the reign of Achaz, whom we know he berates significantly for his alliance with the king of Ashur, the Assyrians, who ultimately are going to come and destroy not only the north, but also the southern cities of Yehudah, versus the Nevuot that he's going to deliver during the time of Chizkiyahu HaMelech. So as some type of historical break between these various Malachim, we find the Nevuot that are addressed towards these other nations. Shadal explains, this is a little strange then, that Yeshayahu begins specifically with a Masa Bavel, speaking about the ultimate downfall of the Babylonians. After all, this is the time period now of about 738, 735 BCE. This is still the beginning of the rise of the Assyrians. The Babylonians aren't really on the map because they begin as a very lowly ethnic nation of the Chaldeans. So why is he addressing them here? Shadal explains that this is really the neophyte stages of the rise of the Chaldeans, and Yeshayahu isn't yet going to deliver this nevuah on a universal plane. Rather, he already foresees the rise of Babylonia and ultimately the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash by the hands of the Babylonians. But he awaits the proper time until this will become a public message. But for all those who do see this nevuah as one who is that Yeshayahu addresses to the Babylonians right now, he already foresees then not only the rise of the Assyrians, but ultimately the rise of the arch enemy of Am Yisrael, namely the Babylonians. And just as he did by the Assyrians, he'll explain how they may rise to power, but the day will come where HaKadosh Baruch Hu will show them who is indeed in charge, as God is going to assure salvation yet once again. The Perek ends with Yeshayahu continuing, addressing specifically the Masa of Plashet, those who are living on the western coast, namely the Plishtim, whom we know who during the time of the Babylonian invasion, beginning around 605 BCE, over 100 years after the time period of Yeshayahu, it is going to be the Babylonians who ultimately will destroy the Plishtim once they attempt to rebel, as the Babylonians are going to enter from the coastal region of Eretz Yisrael. So similarly to the beginning of Perek Yudalid, Yeshayahu will also address not only the Babylonians, but the other enemies surrounding Am Yisrael as those who ultimately will also fall.